Hello and welcome to Old Oak Bridge. This is the October Model Railway update. I did September, showed you where I was. Been about 10 months in the making this railway. So my idea was to build a railway, not so much cash put into it, but a bit more just know-how and some little fun, quirky bits. So this is really what my railway is all about. As you know, it's based on Old Oak Common and surrounding areas of Old Oak. It's not as to theme, but the idea is just to get a gist of what Old Oak Common was like in my memories. That's what I tried to capture. Just like to say thank you to you guys for liking and subscribing, and your comments are great, because with them that helps me build my railway, and your suggestions. Say hi to Stuart. We've had a chat on YouTube. And we're sort of sharing ideas and seeing some running videos. It's really good. I like all that, it's good. Today I'm just going to be covering the signals that I've made, the gantries, a block signalling module that I bought from the internet, which I'll describe a little bit later, and Backscene, and I'm going to show you the LED lighting that I've changed. And then I've got a feature on my HSTs where I changed the colour of the coaches. So all that will follow. Okay, one of the projects I was really keen to get finished this month was my signal gantries. This is a spare one that I've made. You can see I've tucked the wires up between the girder there underneath, just basically to show you how I sort of fitted it in, and then I put a bit of plastic card underneath there, under here, just to attach it onto with some super glue, and that then holds it in place. And then the cables I then run down here, and with some heatsink cable on some of them, and some I put a little bit of trunking underneath here, and then drilled in and run the cables down here into the bottom of the baseboard. This is all made of plastic card. It's a product called Plasti Strut. It's not very cheap. I think it's about £8. Yeah, it's about £8 for 2 lengths of this stuff. So you don't get much in the pack. So if you do buy it, do it buy very wisely with what you're going to construct. Otherwise you'll have a load of bits left over and you'll feel like you've been robbed. But it's the only stuff that you can get that is this kind of detail that I've found anyway. I think it's like a laser cut plastic. So that really is my signal gantries. I say this is a spare one. I'll show you the ones on the layout. As you can see, this is the one of them. There's actually 3 signals on this one that controls the station, and down the middle there I've just added some little gantry platform, which is the same material as the meshing that you see at the back there, and that's the meshing that you use for fiberglass in a car. So you can buy that from any motor outlet, which you use for fiberglass. It's very good for that. It's like a silver aluminium. I just resprayed them black in Halford spray, and then I obviously just wired them into the baseboard to the block detection module that runs the railway. So there's this one. This is my first one. I've got one over here. This is the second one. You will notice they're black. The only reason for this is I had a lot of grey colours all down this end. It's all very grey. But as I'm starting to add scenery, it's starting to break up a little bit. I might change the colours a little bit from black to grey, sort of grey on the post down there, and then keep that black. I've seen that on the Reading line going to Reading and Oxford, so something that I might change. Again, as you start building a railway, things develop and things change, so that's something that I may do a featured update on. There's that signal, and you'll see all the remainder plastic strut or plastic card I had left. I made these little gantries. I think they look quite cool. Might add some cable going over them. So I did that one, and I did this one here, just to use them up. Sort of look quite good. And then this is my third signal gantry. again there's a little ladder goes up down the back there, and then there's some mesh gantry walkway you can just pick up in there, and then the mesh at the back there, the net that holds you from falling. I didn't go into too much detail, but I'm quite happy the way they've turned out. They look quite good on the railway and they work well. These all run on a block signalling module, which I will now show you. Okay, so that is the signals and the module that actually runs it, which I'll just pop this unit down here. I'm just going to sit down on this one because my legs are aching. Okay, so you can see this is the block signalling 8-channel train detection, DET8 as they call it, and it's from Block Signalling. Now this is the flyer that comes with it. You'll get the sensors, the module, and all the instructions are available online, which you can download, and it's all there for you, so you can download everything you need to, and it shows you how to wire it up, including power and what power you need to run this module. So if you're interested in this, take a look at this online. I'm not going to tell you all about it. I refer you to actually read about it, because you know what you're getting and what is actually what it's actually going to do. You can see on my module I've mounted it on this board, as I said. This is purely to give me some room around the board. As you can see, these little terminal blocks in here, down there and down there. Now I've got a lot of cabling here. Once you start screwing all these cables into here, I was very conscious of getting a bit heavy-handed and screwing down and cracking the circuit board, and with this very neat little circuit board and my heavy hands, I didn't want a screwdriver to go through the middle of it. So my thought was screw the module down very neatly onto this board, there and there, and then I've added these terminal blocks down here and down here, and you can see I've extended the cables across each side. Now these blocks now do all the work that I want them to do, carrying all the cables, as instead of the module doing all the heavy loading in these little blocks. So I did want to stress these out, so this won't break, crack or damage in any way. Now this is now in these blocks, and if these blocks crack or break, I can just strip that out and replace it. It won't affect any of the wiring that I've just added to the block. So I deliberately done two different colours, so it doesn't look like these come with the module. These are my own just spare parts I had, and some I've just gone and bought. So you can see I've just added these to it and then mounted it on this board, and I've just done a little light instructions how to program it. As I say, all details on how to program it and the program details are actually online, so I advise you to read up on it. I'm not going to go into too much detail because it can get very very confusing unless you know what you're doing. Once you have these modules, you only then know what you're doing. So so that's really it. To program it is very simple. I've added a little, excuse me, I've added a little switch just here, and this will switch it on and off. By doing that, I can program it with ease instead of trying to reach down to a plug just to reset it. And what you do is you press and hold this, turn the module off, and then with it pressed in you switch it back on. Once it's on, it knows it's in program mode because you're holding down this button, and this button, this little light, sorry, starts flashing on a steady flash the amount of sensors that you want to program. It does sensors first and then you release it, and then it will do program. So if you want to do sensor number 2, it would flash 2 times, and then you release, sorry, you then release, so you've got it in, switched off, you switch it on, that then flashes twice, you then release it, and then that little light will stay on for 5 seconds. Once that's gone on for 5 seconds, that's telling you the first sequence of the program is been recorded. You then need to select the program, which you'll see online, the programs options that are available to you, whether it be block detection or one signal triggers another signal. You then, once that's finished a steady 5 seconds, you then press, if you wanted, let's say, program number 2 again, you press it on the second flash. So whatever the flash is the setting you set it to. It is quite simple. That may sound a little bit confusing, but if you go online and read through it a couple of times, if you're thinking of buying this module, it'll actually make a little bit of sense to you. I've programmed it several times, and it is easy. To sit here and explain it is sometimes a little bit more difficult than actually to physically do it. So that is the block signalling module. I probably would advise you to do what I've done and just stick it on a board with these cable connectors, because it will give you a lot more room, and you'll see what you're doing. And I say it is from Block Signalling, and that is their website. So it is good. I think it's very clever. As the trains go over them, it changes the signals. You can set the timing from anything up to 5 seconds to, well, up to 30 seconds, whatever you want to. Or you can have it as the train goes under it, it just changes it from red to green or green to red, and it will stay that way till another area on the track unsets it or re-triggers it, in a sense. So you get block detection, or you can have just like a train goes under and it will go from green to red for about 4 or 5 seconds and then go back to as its original state. So you can change it to do whatever you need to do. So that is the block signalling device and module. Okay, one other project that I said I'd been keen to get finished was the back scenery. As you can see, I have painted the back scenery. Now, it started off, I painted a bluey colour with a touch of violet all the way around. These are 6mm ply boards, and they are 14 inches high. 2 inches actually goes underneath the baseboard under here, so 2 inches actually fit under here, and then the remainder 12 inches sit up. As you can see, I was going to do a sheet of paper that you can buy. I couldn't find anything to feature what I wanted, so I just got the paints out, and I decided to paint like an old oak sort of London sort of theme. I had no idea where I was going, what I was doing, just looked at some ideas. I think my gas tower is a little bit crooked, but I'm not an artist. I'm just I think I'm better model making than I am actually painting. I think the green is probably a little bit too dark. I'm tempted to spray a little bit of the bluey colour that I did on the back scene and make like a mist effect all down it under here, just to take the edge off it. But other than that, it doesn't look too bad. Looks quite effective down there. Just about to get run over by a train again. So that really is my back scene, and my theme of sort of old oak, Acton main line. So that's really where I was sort of aiming to get my impression from. So I think it works quite well. I'm quite pleased with that. So that's that scene. I haven't gone all the way around yet because I'm still in the progress of doing this. So going from here, I have this corner down here. Now, if you remember, I did have a couple of old farmhouses, or country houses I'd like to call them, and they used to sit just here. Didn't think they quite fitted in with London. I don't think they were actually, I haven't seen anything like it in London, so I decided to chop them out. While I did it, I had a look on Google Maps and around London and Acton, actually just to see what was what modelling options are available with that kind of space that I had. When I actually searched Old Oak Lane and Old Oak Common Lane, which they actually back onto each other, there is a bridge in the middle, and around the back is a load of buses that park near some warehouses. I don't think it's a bus depot, but they then drive underneath the bridge and go past Brunel Road. So my thought now is to make this into a little T-junction down here, and this road being Brunel Road and this being Old Oak Lane. That would tie in quite nicely with the back of my depot and the theme that I'm carrying on. So I've got to remake the bridge. That's just a temporary one. and then there'll be a retaining wall goes all the way down here, like you see coming out of Paddington. There's an old brick retaining wall goes all the way down through there. So that will be the next sort of updates I do, and then it goes down to around the back here of the parcel depot. You can see my parcel depot. I'll just drop that down there, and you can sort of zoom in a little bit. Sorry for the shaky camera. So you can see I've changed the lighting in there. This has now got the new lighting in, where the other one was too bluey. So this is given a nice white, cool white look. You can sort of see deep in there, and it looks quite cool. I like that. One of the features that I added to this, which I've incorporated on a couple of my buildings, and again this is a scratch build balsa wood unit that I built myself. You can see the lights are on at the moment. If I needed to get to it with anything falling over, I can just basically lift off the cover like that, and then I can get straight inside it. As you can see, there's two actual rails. So you've got a rail here and then a rail on this side, two old rails, and then I've soldered some some brass across, and that is my plus and my minus feed for the lighting, and then all the lighting actually sits in the hood. So I've got my bulbs on a little rod, a brass rod going down there with the resistor, and then there's these two arms that actually sit on that rod, and then once they sit on, that actually triggers the lighting to go on. So that is my parcel depot. If I actually very carefully get that on, and you have to give it a little wiggle, because everything in life needs a wiggle. Hang on, I have to change hands because I can't reach because I've got short arms. And there you go, it's back on. So it does work. It's just a quick, easy way to get to things without actually causing too much grief. So it's something I thought was a good idea. I've added these warehouse back walls here. These are just wheels kits, and then I've just made them myself. Didn't know how to make them, but I just looked at some designs and made them. And then this is this rail model scene low relief warehouse that I made. That one there. Then I photocopied it and done another one just to be different, because I didn't want them to look too the same. And then I themed it with Commodore computers, because they were back in the 80s and 90s. Do you remember Commodore computers? Well, takes you back. And then British Rail Engineering Limited. That's their little workshop there. So there's two offices there. Got a gap there. I'm not sure what to put in there. That may be retaining wall going all the way down through the station. Again, I've done some updates here on the station, which I'll cover with you now. I propose to put some new canopies in here, and in here I've spoken to my railway designer, Adam, and he said it'd be a good idea if I put some canopies the same as that one there. And we've looked at it, and I think it may be a good idea. So we'll probably take these out, and then we'll put a half canopy here and here, and then change these over. Not sure, I've ordered some. This is something I will make up going forward, so we'll see what they come out like. Again, with the lights on here I've changed, and then I've made these canopies to just pull off, so it would be easy to change. As you can see underneath there, there's two brass poles going along to the lights, and then the actual resistor goes down underneath the baseboard, so that it pops out underneath here somewhere. And so there you go, that's it there. If I put my finger on it, so there you go. Where we go? There we go. There. I lost myself then. So that's the resistor, and that's the rail that goes there and there, so it goes up through the baseboard, banging, crashing everything. Look, so that goes in there, and then that quite easily just slides on like that. There you go. So it's easy to get to, and a little bit of red paint, you don't notice the difference. So I've done that on both my canopies there, and I will change them. What else is new? Let's slide that way, shall we? No, we've got a train coming in, bear with me a second. Let's drop that one that way. So you can see this is the Bachmann low relief station building, and you can see I've added some lights into it just on there. It's got fake lights that are actually moulded into the plastic, and I've just added a little light in the back there, and then I've just added a couple of spotlights underneath there, so you can sort of see underneath, under here and here, just to show some downlight. My intention is to put some station lighting in, some sort of street lamps. I've been looking how to make some, so that'll be something I will make. I'm not going to buy any. And then I've got to do some other station furniture, and I may possibly do away with these little blue jobbies that I've had from several other railways, model railways that I've had. So I might do away with them, and I've got to make some park benches because I don't like them, they're horrible. So yep, that's the station. So it's getting there, it's better than it was, and I've got a few more updates to do, but that will probably follow on in future. This has seemed to turn into a station car park now, and I don't know why that bus is there. It's not even themed for the railway, but it's there. There's the phone box and the pillar box and a bicycle rack and the old Cortina and the old Land Rover, and then I've put them little houses behind there. They were the houses I did want to use. As I can only see the roofs, I'm not really offended by that, so they're now behind that retaining wall. Again, I haven't decided what I'm doing there. I will get round to it once I've worked this bit out. So if anybody's got any ideas that I could do along this back wall, if you've got any ideas, please leave a comment, because it'd be interesting to see what your thoughts are and what your ideas are, because at the moment I have no idea what would look good going down there. So I'm open to suggestion. I'll leave you a long shot. So yeah, that'd be very helpful. The other thing I said that I was going to upgrade was the lighting inside the depot, which you can see in there now. So there you go, you can see I've changed the lighting in the engine shed. So it's a lot better than it was. It was a very bluey colour before, which is now a nice cool white. So you can just see inside there, it looks a little bit more realistic than it was, and I'm really happy with that. It's just 4 little bulbs, or 2 would have actually been enough, but they've actually popped it out quite nicely in there, so I'm quite happy that I've just pulled the lights off in here down one side of the shed, so you can see what the overall effect is of like a night scene. And that's the Parcel depot, and again I think that looks quite cool now, quite well lit, and it looks more realistic. And then I'll just pan down to the station, and there you go, that's the station at night time, and at low level light I should say, and the station building. Quite happy the way that's turned out, and I think when I change these canopies and a bit more station furniture and some more people, I think it will look really good. So yeah, it's all getting there, and these are obviously projects to follow up. The only other thing that I have actually been wanting to do and finish off, I'll just put the main lights back on. So there you go, the lights are on now. As you can see, I have just done this little road that goes in the back of the depot. All I've done is I've just done some filler and then some gravel and some glue, and then just kept patting it down to make a rough road surface, and then painted it, and then done some weathering with some chalks to get the weathered effect. And I'm quite happy the way it's turned out. You can see from there it's the back end of the depot, and then I've added this Bachmann security fencing. I just got some Halford's car spray, silver, and I sprayed them all over just to give them a light spraying, which I can sort of just pick up a little bit there, and then just added a bit of weathering, like a rail black, just to tone it down and make it look like it's a little bit dirty. So that's what I've done with that. I will carry this security fencing round to here, and then it'll finish, and then the fencing will actually come round this side along where them coaches are, down there somewhere. So again, I've ordered some more. When that arrives, that'll be one of my other projects that I will be on to. But other than that, everything's been going really well, and I'm really happy the way things have turned out. So I'll just leave you a shot of the depot there. Okay, one project I'm really keen to get sorted and get done this year was to change the colour of my HSTs. This is the Hornby R3138 that I purchased from AJ Models, so thank you to them. When I got it, over the moon. It's absolutely amazing. It has opening doors, it has lights, has the see-through grille, just pick it up on the camera, and it is absolutely amazing detail. Got the vents on the roof there. When you look at the old stock, this is from the 1980s, there is no comparison really. The detail is so superior as opposed to the old one. The only thing you will notice is a complete colour change, more so. The new Hornbys seem to be a darker blue as opposed to the old stock with just straight rail blue. I don't know why that is. I don't know whether they mixed it and then thought, oh, we better go with it. So that may be the case. The only problem being, I've got a lot of the old Intercity coach stock, which is, as you can see here, this is actually one of the old ones that actually goes with this HST there. My problem was when I was running around in their true form, and that colour, you can see the colour looks completely different. I think on one of my running shots there is these coaches running with this HST, and I just thought, no, it doesn't quite look right. It just wasn't right, so I wasn't happy. I looked on the internet, I looked on YouTube, I tried to find some help and advice, see if anybody else, any other guys had done a rail, changing the colour from the rail blue to make it darker, and what they had done, and I couldn't find anything. I don't know if anybody else has done it. So I literally just popped the windows out, the old coaches, because these just pop out. They're really easy to pop out on these. Masked off the roof along here and down the side there, and then just literally done 10 coaches in a row, and just mixed up some paint that I bought from Howes, which was rail blue, and then added a percentage of black, and it was about 2%. Obviously I can't tell you what percentage of paint to put in yours if you mix yours up, because every Intercity has a different colour. So if I gave you a colour guide, it would probably be wrong. So it's something you have to sort of test and play around with. But mine was rail blue with about 2% black, and that's how I achieved this similar colour all the way through. As you can see, there is a slight variation in colour, but I'm more than happy now the way it's looking. When you run down like that, it just looks the same. So these are the old stock coaches. Yes, they're not as detailed as the new ones, but they have saved me a great deal of money. The only thing you will notice that I haven't done is the handrails, and haven't put the logos in yet, and the little pinstripe down the side underneath the window. I found them a bit fiddly. I did one and ended up spraying the whole coach white, and then a shaky line on another one, so I just carried on and just sprayed them in blue. It would seem to be the easiest, quickest way, and I just thought I'd see how it looks straight after. Maybe a project that I'll pick up once I've got a steady hand, but at the moment I think I'm just going to live with the blue as it is. I think it looks okay. So I achieved what I wanted to do. So if you're a younger modeller and you've got a lot of these old coaches, don't sell them on eBay and try and say to mum I want some new ones for Christmas at £27 a coach. If your dad or granddad's got an airbrush, see if they can respray them, because it is quite, I mean, you could actually ask another modeller, I'm sure they would do it for you. Railway clubs, there's a guys there that have airbrushes. I'm sure if you go along to one of them, they would help you out. And and it may cost just the cost of paint and probably some money for a bottle of beer, but I'm sure you will achieve something that's very rewarding, and I think any guy take on the same project would love to respray them, to be honest. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a very rewarding project, and I certainly encourage it for anybody else out there that's got these old coaches and doesn't really want to spend a fortune on these new ones, which are slightly more detailed. They do look nice, but I think it's preference and cost at the end of the day. Anyway, that is the update on the HSTs. So I hope you found this in some way helpful. Okay guys, unfortunately that's all we've got time for today. I'd just like to say thank you to you guys for your likes and subscriptions and your comments, because your comments and feedback helps me build my project. It fuels my passion, so thank you for that. And it's great to talk to you guys with your projects and see what you're doing, so keep your videos going too. I am planning a channel update around about Christmas time, probably just after Christmas time, so there'll be another video to come. That'll be for the YouTube channel, and then there'll be another update on the railway, which will probably be just after then. If I can get these out around Christmas time, I will, but to be honest, I've got a lot going on between now and Christmas with work and family commitments, so that may be on hold for a little while. But do keep posted, because I will add more videos and my updates, and please keep your comments and your feedback and chatting and stuff, because I love all that. It's great. So till next time, I'm going to leave some running shots of the trains going round, and then it'll be followed by some still shots as mentioned at the beginning of the video. Till next time, take care, enjoy modelling, and enjoy it, because it's there for all us guys. So thank you very much. See you next time.